Hello and welcome to another training video for Media Services. In this video, you will learn about the WebCheckout system. You will learn how to generate a sets and strikes report to view upcoming tasks. Then, you will learn how to reserve equipment for future events. And lastly, you will learn how to check out and return equipment to patrons at the window. If you have any questions during this video, please press pause and write the questions down to ask a trainer at a later time. WebCheckout is a comprehensive software system that Media Services uses to manage institutional resources. Student technicians use WebCheckout every shift, and it is important to understand its function. However, WebCheckout has a lot of capabilities that are not used on a regular basis, so it may look daunting at first. First, go to a workstation and open a web browser. In the address bar at the top of your screen, type in the WebCheckout link, webcheckout.callutheran.edu/WCO, and press Enter. You will then be directed to the login screen. Your username is your student identification number, and your password will be created by you and a supervisor on your first day at Media Services. Press Login once you have entered in the appropriate information. You will then be directed to the main page of our WebCheckout system. There are many different ways to complete your tasks in WebCheckout, so it is important to be familiar with the user interface. On the home screen, you will see several different tabs. On the top left portion of the screen, you will see 5 icons. Because all of these icons are not pertinent to your daily tasks, we will only be covering the important few. Press the checkmark icon to start a checkout process. Press the tent icon to start the reservation process, and press the jagged arrow icon to process a rapid return. There are other ways to get to these processes throughout the user interface. However, for the purpose of this video, we will focus on these 3 icons. Start a checkout process by clicking on the checkmark icon at the top left of the home screen. You will then be directed to the checkout form, denoted by a yellow banner. Start by putting the patron's name in the Checkout For field. If the person is not in our system, their name will not appear. Once a valid name is entered, ask the patron when they intend on returning the equipment back to Media Services. For example, this patron will return their equipment at 5:30 p.m. on September 12th. Please note, unless otherwise informed, all equipment is checked out to patrons for a maximum of 3 days. Next, input the resources that the patron will be checking out. This can be done one of 2 ways. Either you can select the equipment from the resource tree on the left side of the screen, or you can enter the barcode number into the Add Resource field. If the resource is red when you add it to a checkout, it means that it is not available for that specified time. If this occurs, click on the X to the left of the resource to delete the item. Then, select another resource of similar type. Once the equipment is entered into the checkout, click on the Commit button. You will then be directed to a screen to further customize the checkout. Click on the Other Information tab to begin your next step. As you enter in the following information, please note that changes will only save once you click on the green checkmark and enter in your PIN per entry. First, change the Pickup option from Set to Will Call. Then, change the Return option from Strike to Will Return. After that, type Media Services into the Delivery Location field. Once all of the information is entered, complete the process by pressing the Confirm Checkout button on the left side of the screen. In this section, you will learn how to process a reservation. The difference between a checkout and a reservation is as follows. Checkouts are when a patron comes to the Media Services window for pickup and plans on setting up and returning the equipment on their own. Reservations occur when a patron wants equipment to be set up and struck at a later date and at a specific location. All reservations are submitted to Media Services through our online form, Equipment Setup Request, which is found on the following link. Once a patron submits their request to our online form, the online form sends an email to the mediarequests@callutheran.edu email. By processing reservations with the online form, we are able to keep a record of all incoming requests. Here is a standard email request. Notice that it contains the patron's name, their school ID information, email and contact information, event name with a start and end time, and the equipment needed for their request. Once you see one of these in the inbox, you must input it into WebCheckout. Start by opening WebCheckout. Click on the tent icon to begin your reservation. You will then be directed to a reservation form, which is denoted with a blue banner. Enter the patron's name into the Reservations For field. Ensure that the pickup time reflects the event start time and that the return time reflects the event end time. Only enter equipment into the WebCheckout reservation if the equipment isn't already at the desired location. For example, this request is asking for 3 microphones to be set up in the chapel. In this scenario, we would not add microphones to the selected resources because there are already microphones stored at the chapel. If all of the equipment is at the location and there aren't any additional items to add to the reservation, then add an operator by clicking Personnel and selecting Operator. There will be a segment later on in this section that will cover how to communicate the needs of these 3 microphones. If you are unsure about what equipment is stored in specific locations, please refer to the Room Capabilities document, which can be found on the Media Services Hub under the Information tab, or use the communication binder located in the office. Also note that this request is in need of a PC laptop. Add the laptop to Selected Resources and press Commit. Next, click on Other Information, then click on Show More. Enter the event name into the class or event title field. Click on the green check mark and enter your PIN to verify your adjustment. Then, enter the location into the Delivery Location field and verify your adjustment. If the technician is required to stay during the duration of the event, be sure to click on the Show button. If not, leave that unchecked. Finally, enter the instructions of the reservation plus any additional information into the Set Strike Info field. Please note that this is the field where you would mention to set up and test all equipment that is already at the location. For this example, the need for 3 microphones. Then, complete this process by clicking on Confirm Reservation. In this next section, you will learn how to return equipment when the patrons bring their checked out items back to the window. Start by logging into WebCheckout. Then, click on the jagged arrow icon to begin the rapid return process. Next, type in the barcode of the item being returned. Be sure to include the letters CLU in uppercase before the numbers of the barcode. Then, press Return Resource. Notice the Checkout Complete column. If it says Yes next to the item that you returned, then this process is complete. If it says No, then this is an indication that there was more than one item checked out to this patron. Click on the ticket number to open the checkout. Then, click on Contents. You will then see the item that you returned and the item that still needs to be checked in. Remind the patron of the item that is still checked out. Once they bring the item back, follow the previous steps, or if they have all of the equipment, take care of it on this screen. In this training video, you learned how to log into WebCheckout and navigate through the basics. You learned how to check out equipment to a patron, and you learned how to make a reservation for the future. Again, WebCheckout may seem very daunting, but as you do it more and more, the process will become much clearer. If you have any remaining questions, please ask a supervisor or trainer.